everybody, and welcome in. Phil Nagy for Nagy on Sports here. It is our Week 11 game of the week for the big NFC East matchup here with the 6-3 Cowboys hosting the 6-3 Washington football team Commanders. They're still the football team here in the game, but soon to be the Commanders unless something changes. Giant screen here at AT&T Stadium, Jerry World as they call it. But excited to see this one play out again. Both teams 6-3, vying for that top spot. The Giants also playing very good football. All three teams, I believe, 6-3 to top the division. This is the Monday night game of Week 11. Excited to bring this one to you. I am actually going to hop off the mic and let Kit call this one for you. So we really appreciate you guys being on. Thank you so much to all of our subscribers. You guys are the best. If you haven't yet subbed the channel, we'd love to have that subscription as we continue to try to make our way towards 1,000. So anyway, appreciate all you guys. Have a super great day, and here is Toe to Leather, and take it away, Kit Nagy.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. Appreciate that. And here we go as the Commanders are going to get the first kickoff here and start out at their own 25. So we'll see them. We'll see what Carson Wentz is going to do here. You can see his season stats there: 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions for just over 2,000 yards on the season so far. Hey, 504, welcome in. Yes, it should be a good game. Both teams 6-3 in the NFC East, so definitely a hotly contested one here on the Monday night game. Back to pass is Wentz, and deep ball. He's got a man downfield, but going to be picked. Or are they saying out of bounds? No, they're going to say he was out of bounds. I thought for a second he had that, but in fact he did not get the second toe in bounds. So fortunate for Wentz that one was not intercepted, and he gets the second crack at the 2nd and 10. Under center, back to pass, man to the outside, and he is going to connect with his receiver there. That is Terry McLaurin. Go Bucks. Out on the outside, pick up a 2, 3rd and 8. Over the middle, got a man, and dropped. That's unusual. That was Terry McLaurin again, but unable to come away with that catch. Or 2 defenders in the immediate area, but unable to control the football on this one. We'll get another look at it here as you see him. He's actually got pretty good control there. I'm surprised he did not complete that catch, as it was kind of jarred loose as the second defender arrived on the scene. And so instead, Washington is going to go 3 and out and putt away. And of course, Terry McLaurin, the holdout from the Washington Commanders minicamp going on right now. He's not showing up in with all the contract negotiation stuff. He wants a big deal. They haven't. Two sides haven't come to terms, so they're bit of a dispute going on over that contract, as we're going to take a look at what Dak can do here. And that power eye from under center back to pass is Dak, and he's going to get swallowed up quickly. That pressure got home in a hurry, and Allen credited with that sack. So first one of the day for that prodigious defensive line for Washington. But yeah, T-Mac not showing up, and to minicamp taking the penalty most likely, as they're probably not going to excuse him from what I understand. So he is, there's a lot of negative publicity coming out of Washington from the ownership down. It's not been a great look for those guys. 2nd and 15 from under center. Dak passes the gap, but he's going to throw it to a receiver. Oddly, I don't know why he's throwing that to the sideline. He really, only got 1 yard with Ferguson as tight end, where he had a gap opening up there. He should have scrambled and gotten a bunch more. Dak throws to the outside now. He's got his running back. That's Elliott. Go Bucks. And that will bring up a 4th and 7, as both teams are going to start out with an early 3 and out on their first possessions. So good defense up front for both teams, but some struggles on the offensive side of the ball for both of these NFC East teams. As we're going to get another look at Zeke Elliott catching the ball. So Inger comes out to punt on this 4th and 7 after the 3 and out. And so Carson Wentz is going to get another crack at it here with a little bit better field position, as it was fielded at the 30 there and returned for 4 yards from Dotson, the rookie. And so Dotson takes them to the 34-yard line, and that's where Carson Wentz and these Commanders will start on their second drive of this young ball game. Under center, heavy set to the right. Single back, and there's a handoff to that single back. That's Gibson, sheds a tackler, and gets about a yard or two, call it 3 yards, 2nd and 7. Tight bunch formation to the left here, and then a single back under center is Wentz on 2nd and 7. Little handoff to that single back. That time, that was Gibson on the carry, his second rush for another yard on this one. Now 4 yards on the day, 3rd and 6. Back to passes Wentz. And pressure coming, he's going to get sacked right there. And unable to escape that pressure was Carson Wentz. So another 3 and out for the Washington Commanders, as both O-lines have struggled in the early goings of this ballgame. And defensive lines having some significant success on either side. So Washington punts it away, and that's our 3rd punt already of this game, with only 4 minutes gone in this one. We've already seen 3 punts, and that's not a recipe for an exciting game, or at least not yet. So certainly want to see what guys like that, CeeDee Lamb trotting back out here, what he can do. Obviously, now that Cooper has gone to the Browns, he's really target number 1 and expected to have a big season here. They have the confidence that he can be that number 1 for them, as Elliott is swallowed very quickly on that rush for no gain. Hey, Karen, welcome in. Go Browns. So, 2nd and 10 here for Dallas, as out of the gun takes the snap, back to pass, and airs one deep. He's got a man down there, double coverage, but comes away with the ball. What a catch that was, as he just extended. That's Michael Gallup on the reception. Nice extension over the defender to come away with this catch. You got to credit him with, as you're going to see that little out and up quick concept there that hit, and then the defender was with him the whole way. Second man over the top coming into the picture there, number 31, but he just extends over top of both of them and makes an incredible leaping catch. And if he had maintained his balance, he'd have been in for a touchdown, because both defenders were on the ground. 1st and 10 now for Dallas. Changing the formation. And now bringing his tight end into motion is Dak under center. Handoff to Zeke to the left side, little stretch, and quickly met as the block was shed out on the perimeter there. And so Zeke Elliott only able to get a couple yards there on that one. Call it 3 yards, 2nd and 7 here. So Dallas will come out in a balanced set. They've got Zeke Elliott on the right hip of Dak. Dak back to pass. Pressure coming, and 2nd sack of the day for Dak Prescott, as Allen gets his 2nd in that one, and it gets in very quickly. Dak didn't have a lot of chance. There was actually 2 guys there in his face. We'll get another look at it here. But Allen very quickly to the quarterback, as this defense has been so good early in the early goings of this game. And you saw Chase Young, the other defender, right there in Prescott's face. 3rd and 18 now after that big sack. He's got the snap, and he's got a man in the middle of the field, and that's Gallup again. Just a nice strike right up the middle there to gain all that yardage back, and indeed enough for the first down, as he was just over the line. They really schemed that one up nicely, getting Gallup into a pattern that took him just past the chains. And this strike here from Dak Prescott to hit him there was just what Dallas needed, as they're going to continue this drive and punch it in. Now 8 minutes left in the first quarter, 1st and 10 under center. Back to pass, and he unloads, but bit underthrown there, hits the grass before his CeeDee Lamb had a chance to catch that. 2nd and 10. Quick handoff there to Zeke, who gets just a couple of yards. 3rd and 8. And this is now the third or fourth third down on this drive. So having to convert some longer ones here are the Dallas Cowboys. Back to pass is Dak, trying to mix Zeke and Dak together into a name. 4th and 8, though, after that throwaway out to the perimeter. So the Dallas Cowboys drive will stymie there, and they will kick for the for the field goal. And indeed, they get that 3 points as they settle for that field goal and get themselves the first lead of the ball game. Now 3-0 Dallas Cowboys. Ensuing kickoff is away, fielded at the 8, and then carried out to about the 24-yard line in the arms of Dotson there, the rookie return man. So that's where Carson Wentz will take over with the ball as these Commanders come back out on the field from the 24. And they're going to need to get something going on offense. Dallas obviously got something figured out and started to have some success, but Washington is going to want to do something like that here to respond, as they're going to hand off quickly to Gibson up the middle. Gibson's going to get a number of yards there. Call it 3. So 2nd and 7 here, I formation under center is Carson Wentz. Little stretch to the right. He's got Gibson. Gibson is fighting his way through some tackles, but does go down after a pickup of, I guess they're going to say he didn't get any there. So tight bunch formation to the left. Here, back to pass, setting up a screen. He's got Gibson, but Gibson with a lot of work to do, but he does! He breaks 2 tackles down the sideline. 50, 45, nice juke down to the 40, and then is tackled there at the 41-yard line. But what a play from Gibson. That was just an individual effort there. He broke about 3 tackles here. We're going to get a nice look at this. He should have been tackled short, but some poor tackling here from Dallas as Gibson just makes them pay. Nice little stiff arm to push one guy off. Curse had a great opportunity, but takes a terrible angle, and then he works his way down the field, has a nice little juke down there, and then finally the pursuit catches up with him and is gang tackled at the 41. But that was an incredible effort, individual effort there from Gibson to make something out of nothing. 1st and 10 now. Little delayed handoff to Gibson, and he is quickly tackled on that one. Defense saw that one coming. So 2nd and 11 here as Leighton Vander Esch on the TFL to catch Gibson behind the line on the quick penetration and from his linebacker spot. So 2nd and 11 from the 42 out of the gun. Back to pass, and he unloads, but unable to come away with that catch is his running back out of the backfield, and that was J.D. McKissick on the attempt, unable to come away with that catch. 3rd and 11, welcome in Sean, go Browns. Back to pass, and once not finding that out, he's got something, dumps off to Gibson, and he's going to take a huge shot from Wilson, and is down there by contact. 4th and 5. So we'll see what the Commanders elect to do here. I'm guessing they're probably going to try to kick a field goal here with the 4th and 5. But it's going to be a long one. They do trot out the kicker. This one will be from 53. Kick is up. It looks like it's got leg. Kick is no good, as they are unable to connect. Looked like he pushed it to the left here. And so Dallas is going to get some great field position here. Actually, no, it looks like I guess he hit the upright on it. It had a weird bounce. So you can see the frustrations of Riverboat Ron there, as his kicker is unable to get that one through the uprights. And the Commanders unable to respond to the Dallas's drive, and Dallas now set up with very nice field position here from the 43. 1st and 10 for Dak and these Cowboys. Back pass is Dak. He's going to dump it off on a little swing route to Zeke Elliott, and he is quickly tackled out there after a pickup of about 8. 2nd and 2. Under center single back is Zeke. Handoff, or fake to handoff to Zeke, and then pass it to Zeke just past the line to gain. That little out route from the escape from the backfield after the fake to him. And he does pick up that first down on the reception. Now a little delayed handoff to Zeke up the middle. And he carries that one for only about 2 yards, 2nd and 8. As both teams really struggling to get anything going on the ground, but are finding a way to get the ball, down the field a little bit in the air at least. So 2nd and 8 now. There's a run with a little bit more success for Zeke Elliott. Call it a pickup of about 3, 3rd and 5. And he's got his man downfield. That's Zeke Elliott, who is doing some work there out of the backfield in the receiving game here. But he's not going to get to the line to gain and is stopped short at 4th and 1. Came a curl on the tackle. So 4th and 1 here, kind of at the midfield mark, or just kind of in the same kind of a range where Washington missed their field goal. So it'd be about a 53-yarder from here, or they could elect to go for it. They do, in fact, elect to go for this. So 4th and 1, instead of taking the long field goal, they elect to go for this. So back to pass is Dak. He's got a man to the outside. He gets his feet inbounds. That's a first down. And that's the first time we've seen CeeDee Lamb in the game. Kind of surprising. CeeDee Lamb hasn't been more involved. His first reception for a big first down on 4th and 1, but only 3 yards so far on the one catch. Quick pass to Michael Gallup, who's been much more productive in terms of receivers on this offense, as he has had a lot more in this one. As you can see, 3 receptions now for 73 yards as opposed to the 3 yards for CeeDee Lamb. Now, handoff to the outside to Zeke Elliott, quickly swallowed up in the backfield as there was a lot of penetration, and Davis gets to him very quickly. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 3. Sean, I think they were so happy with him as an edge rusher. I think they're going to put him right back there. He's my opinion. This is just my opinion, but I think he is far more set up or good at as an edge rusher than he is as a linebacker. He has a tendency to over pursue as a linebacker. He's not as instinctual as you'd want. He's very, very physical, but he bites too easily, and so I don't think he's the best as an off-the-ball linebacker, but as an edge rusher, he doesn't have to worry about it. He can pin back his ears a lot better so long as he's able to maintain it, the perimeter and the edge in particular, than that contain, then he is a very, very dynamic edge rusher, and so I think that's likely where you'll see him going forward with these Cowboys. Under center, 1st and 10. A little faked handoff here is a little boot action to the outside. Got a man, but picked because he underthrew the route. That was CeeDee Lamb with the interception, but Cameron Curl on the interception, and he's working down the sideline. And that was Fuller, wrong number. That was Fuller on the interception. And Fuller came away with that one really out of the end zone. Elects to take it upfield. Good choice to take it upfield, too, because he got a bunch of yardage off of this one. And really just a lollipop there from Dak Prescott. Really didn't even have a chance, as Fuller had much better positioning on it, and CeeDee Lamb had no chance to come away with that catch. If he had worked back towards the ball, perhaps, but just an ugly throw from Dak, underthrown, and that lollipop, was kind of easy there for Fuller, who came away with that ball. As now we're going to get an awkward delay. 1st and 10 now for Washington, and that was a huge stand for the defense, able to come away with that ball and not allow points, as an interesting little floater is completed from Carson Wentz there. I thought it had gone over his target, but in fact there was a target behind that who he was able to hit in that with that little floater pass. It was kind of interesting. 1st and 10 now after that completion. I formation under center for Carson Wentz. Little handoff there. That's Gibson. He does take on the contact and falls forward for a few extra yards, and really only probably all 2 of his actual yards on that rush. 2nd and 8 now out of the gun. Little handoff to the right side, got some room, and gets a few yards again. Does Gibson, 3rd and 5. I think that's kind of the read on him, and you saw that early in the going. Obviously he was Rookie of the Year, but it really came after he became a full-time edge rusher. He was, I think he's got, some definite traits. Don't get me wrong; he can be a very good linebacker, but his instincts are a little off to me, and his reads are a little off, and he can be too quick, and is vulnerable to over pursuit as a result. So I don't think he's the best as a linebacker, but as an edge rusher, the dude's nasty. So I think which is a big part of why he was the Rookie of the Year. All right, 1st and 10 now, under center. Little fake handoff from Carson Wentz. He does air it deep. He's got a man. Touchdown! Washington. Wow, what a bead that was from Carson Wentz as he just dropped it on a dime. And that's Samuel on the reception. Wow, look at this BB. He just unloaded to Samuel, and Samuel had 3 steps on everyone there, even over the center of the coverage, and nobody could get to him as he just was completely loose. And what a beautiful throw and catch on the other end. I don't even know why they're reviewing this. This was a clear touchdown. There's no chance he was out of bounds. Look, his feet are well in, unless he didn't have one down here. Nope, that's 2 in. I don't know why they're reviewing that. It was definitely the first one in as he made the catch, and then the second one came forward and was in well inside of the tape. So no question, that one is a touchdown. And indeed it is. So they will go for their extra point here to make it a 7-3 ball game. But yeah, no, I think ultimately, Sean, if Micah Parsons had played the entire season at linebacker, I think there's no way he would have been the Defensive Player of the Year. But because they moved him to edge rusher and because he had that huge success there in that position, really fits his skill set so nicely. He was really dynamic as a defensive weapon for that team. And I think that position change is the biggest reason for it, is that it's so much more suited to his skill set and what he does well. All right, tight bunch formation for Dallas, looking to respond after that bead to Samuel. Back to pass, hand in the passing lane from the linebacker, and that one is broken up, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Now under center and stretch play to the left, but Zeke Elliott goes nowhere on that one. Call it a gain of nothing. And 3rd and 10 now. Out of the gun, pressure coming. He's going to take. Balls out, but picked up by his lineman, and that was already ugly. Half sack credit to Chase Young, and I'm guessing Allen got the other half sack credit, but a strip sack in the process. And fortunate that his lineman was able to pounce on it is Dak Prescott, because that would have been an easy scoop and score from there. But instead, they're just going to have a very ugly, Chase Young there, as you can see, knocking it out with his shoulder. Nice little replay there. But now a tight punt from the back of the end zone here, and fortunate to get that one away. And the flip of field position very, very evident here, as they're going to start, Washington that is, going to start at the 43. And have some great field position after that big strip sack and punt from the back of the end zone. 1st and 10 out of the gun. Carson Wentz has it, and he unloads. He's got a man outside. That's his tight end, with fighting for some yardage there, and that does pick up a first down as he gets the ball just across the line to gain here. So nice little production on the early going for these Commanders, as they are looking to capitalize after the nice plays from their defense shortly ago. Back to pass. Carson Wentz overthrew his man. That was Samuel coming across on a dig route, but Carson just threw it in front of him. And a bit of errant there. Back to pass. Unloads. He's got a man. Intercepted on the tip drill, and it goes the other way as Dallas responds with a big player on their own. That's Diggs in the interception. And just like that, Dallas has this ball back, and their opportunity here with 10 minutes in the half to score and go up in this ball game, as you see him come back, tip it to himself, and then collect it just before it hits the carpet. Nicely done on the nice individual effort, really kind of getting it all done is Diggs on that play as he jumped the route, got his hand in, tipped it to himself, and just snagged it before it hit the ground. Just a really nice play from Diggs to come away with that pick. All right, 1st and 10 now for Dak. A little handoff up the middle for Zeke, and Zeke fights for a few yards, but very stingy run defense for both teams as Zeke is only going to get 4 on this one. Back to pass is Dak. He's got it out to Zeke, and Zeke, who has been much more effective in the passing game, gets another for him for his day. Call it 6 now for 29 yards, 3rd and 2. Little handoff up the middle to Zeke again. Nice stiff arm to get himself over the line and does force his way to that first down. Nice effort from Zeke to force his way over the line to gain. That stiff arm right to the face. Gonna get another look at it here as boom, just shucks a guy right out of his way to Zeke, and that was all the difference, because if that first contact is from Payne is for a tackle, he doesn't get the first down, but instead, because of that beautiful stiff arm, he gets just enough to get across and is able to pick up that critical first down. 1st and 10 now, 8:30 in the first half, 7-3 ball game, Washington. Prescott pass, he's got a man, and he does get near the line to gain, but only 8 yards on that one as Prescott fired it very quickly over the middle here. And pump fake from Prescott, back to pass, and he's scrambling out to the outside. He's got a man deep, throwing it picked in the back of the end zone as that one was left short as well. And that's the second interception now for Dak Prescott. And McCain with his first, Jackson with his first interception in this game as Jackson comes away with this ball. It was just, again, a bit of a lollipop that he threw up for grabs, and unfortunately for Dak, really the defender with the better position. So Carson Wentz, after back-to-back interceptions, Carson Wentz is going to come out here, and hopefully for him, he's forgotten that one and is ready to do something here on this drive. Out of the gun. Back to pass. Over the middle, he's got a man and just snuck away from the defender who was trying to jump the route. That's T-Mac with the reception, but good, strong hands on the contested catch from T-Mac, and then able to get some extra yardage. 1st and 10, single back, stretch handoff to the Gibson who is the single back, and he gets a few yards. Tough sledding for him, 8 rushes, 13 yards, only 2 on that one. Bunch formation to the left as a single back for Carson Wentz under center. Takes the snap. Surveying, he's got a man on the drag. That's T-Mac again, and McLaurin gets across the line to gain. So another first down here for these Washington Commanders. Little bunch formation to left under center with a single back. Takes that snap, hands it off to Gibson, and Gibson gets just a yard or 2 before he is tackled. Call it 2 yards. Shotgun is back to Wentz. Wentz throws it underneath to his man. That's Gibson on the reception. His little outlet coming through for him and picking up another first down. 1st and 10. Little handoff to the right on a little zone rush, and Gibson gets a number of yards there. Call it 5. 2nd and 5 here. As that run game starting to pick up a little bit of momentum for these Washington Commanders. Back to pass, he's got a man, that is Curtis Samuel on the reception. So now another first down. They're going to give him forward progress on that one as he was coming back to the ball, but enough to be over the line. 1st and 10. He's got a man on the second level, and he hits that man down the field for a nice pickup. His tight end on the reception, Carson Wentz, and that's Logan Thomas on the reception. Carson Wentz really clicking here after that last interception. Now scrambling to the left side, he's going to carry this one himself up past the first down towards the end zone and slides at the 2. They're going to call him down at the 5. I guess he started to slide at the 5. So they're gonna mark him down at the 5 after the slide, but very nice pickup there from Carson Wentz to escape the pocket here and get outside of Marka Parsons, who was on the ground, and then up the field past the first down, and then with the guys coming to make a tackle, he elects to slide for the 5-yard line. First and goal. A handoff to Gibson. Gibson tackled quickly in the hole, and not much there. Just a gain of 1. Second and goal from the 4 now. Back to pass. He got a man on the outside. Touchdown! And that one goes to his other tight end, and that's Bates on the reception, the tight end, and that on the touchdown reception. And that one is going to extend the lead here for Washington, as Bates was really wide open. No one even contesting this one, as he almost had to come back to the ball to turn around. He was on the wrong side. Not a great throw from Carson Wentz, but he was so open it didn't really matter, as he made the adjustment in time and able to bring the ball over the line for that touchdown with ease. Really, no one to even contest it. So Joey Sly's kickoff is away, and it'll be received at about the 9-yard line and returned out to about the 27. That was Tolbert on the return. And as you can see, the momentum very solidly in Washington's favor after Carson Wentz was able to respond. In spite of that earlier interception, his defense coming up with one of their own, and he does capitalize. So now it's Dak's turn to see what he can do with 2 minutes and 9 seconds in the half. Quick out to his tight end from Dak Prescott. Pickup of 6 there. Tight ends on the loose, yes. We've seen quite a bit of tight ends here for both teams in the recent goings of this ballgame. 2nd and 4. Back to pass. He's got a man, and it really kind of scooped up low and outside. Really not a great throw from Dak Prescott, but it is completed. 1st and 10. He's got a man over the middle. There's CeeDee Lamb. We've been wondering where he'd be, where he's been in this game. Really only his second reception now for a 7-yard pickup. 2nd and 3. Now it's Zeke Elliott with the pass, so he's going to get that, or through completion, so he's going to get that first down and then some. Now 1:05 in the half, so they've got to kind of hurry up here, as it's going to tick under a minute to go in the half from their own, or from the Washington's 42. Scrambling is Dak, throwing it away is Dak Prescott. So he does survive that one and stops the clock with 54 ticks left. 2nd and 10 here. They do have all 3 timeouts though, so we'll see what they choose to do. Out of the gun now is Dak Prescott. Pressure coming, gets to him. They were trying to set up a screen. You saw one pass rusher elect to come off of his rush. Probably could have gotten there. The second one did not, but was not able to get it out, but incomplete anyway, is the screen pass. So 3rd and 10. Pressure coming, and Allen is going to bury Dak Prescott on that one. Chase Young on the sack. That was Chase Young who just came in there and buried Dak Prescott. And Chase Young, go Bucks, just got his first full sack of the game, as he's at a sack and a half now in this game. He also had that strip earlier, if you recall, where he just put his shoulder right in the ball, and Carson Wentz coughed it up near his end zone. Not Carson Wentz. Dak Prescott coughed it up near the end zone, and Dallas was fortunate to have recovered with the lineman. 1st and 10 now for Carson Wentz. Ball over the middle. He's got his man, and that is over the line to gain. Timeout. So Washington has now taken 2 timeouts, 36 ticks left, 1st and 10. Back to pass is Carson Wentz. Working up the pocket, unloads, got a man deep, but overthrows everybody, does Carson Wentz. So now 2nd and 10, 30 seconds left in the half. Single back, he hands it off to that single back on a stretch, and it looks like they're just going to settle for taking it to the locker room here for half with a 14-3 lead, although somebody just called a timeout. I'm wondering if they waited to take a timeout that would be super odd. They did. So they let some extra time burn off, and only 21 seconds left. And why are you even running it if you're planning to take a timeout? I don't understand that at all. Now unloads deep, man in the area, double coverage, and knocked away from Terry McLaurin. 4th and 11. And so Washington will punt here. And if you're going to do all of that, I'm not sure why you didn't just sit on it and take it to halftime. Now instead, you're going to give Dallas, at least with all 3 timeouts, potential to crack at the end zone. Maybe one quick out to the sideline, but instead they're going to hand it off up the middle to Zeke. And that, well, they're going to call a timeout, so they do get a first down. Now from the 34, 1 play left in the half, so this one is going to be a Hail Mary attempt, but it's still an attempt that Washington didn't have to give to Dallas. And Zeke is going to air one to the sideline, but it is going to be knocked away. And interesting, I don't know if they were trying to set up some kind of hook or ladder, but that's not what you expected them to do. And the end of that half was really head-scratching all around. A lot of things going on that, obviously, we know Madden does not do the best with time management or situational football in general, but that one was very, very odd indeed, as we're going to see some games from around the league for this week. As you can see, the Browns are playing the Saints in our game of the week. This week, so our Week 11 game, Browns versus Saints, is coming up on the channel. Normally we do that game first, but Phil had some other conflicts on his schedule, so he went ahead and recorded one of the spotlight games of the week, which is why we're here in the NFC East in a big battle between 6 and 3 teams, as Washington currently holds the advantage in this one. Up 14-3, and really doing good things so far in the early goings of this one, and finding a way to keep this potent Dallas attack from doing too much damage. Really just credit the defense on both teams for coming away with important big plays and turnovers and sacks as well. But so far Washington has been the better for managing to get into the end zone and capitalizing on points after turnover. So now 14-3, and Washington will kick the ball off to Dallas, and they're going to take the ball out from about the 9 and get it out to about the 27 for a nice little return there. So that's where they're going to take over from the 27, 1st and 10 for Dallas. And if you're a Dallas fan, I think, hey, you need to get the running game going. Zeke has not been as successful on the ground as you'd like him to be. And maybe a little bit of Pollard in this game, because he's been a little bit more effective than Zeke at times. But we haven't seen any of him. As finally, CeeDee Lamb, that was the other part I was about to mention. CeeDee Lamb finally getting involved in this game, and he's been so quiet. As really, we've only seen him, only heard some rumblings from Michael Gallup, and finally some CeeDee Lamb, which you're going to have. That's only 22 yards for him on the day, 3 receptions, and that in and of itself is enough to kind of tell you how this game has gone for Dallas. Now, 2nd and inches after the carry from Zeke Elliott. 2nd and inches, handoff to Zeke. He does get that first down, and then some more, breaking some tackles, and able to carry it up well past the line to gain. Hey, Applied, welcome in. Glad to have you. And that's the kind of ground game we've been kind of waiting for Dallas to unleash. Both CeeDee Lamb in the passing game, but then also in the running game. You want to see a little bit more from Zach and maybe some Pollard action and more consistent runs. They've been kind of bottled up at the point of attack, so some better blocking up front as well. 1st and 10. Out of the gun. Back to pass is Dak Prescott. He unloads over the middle. He's got a man, and that one is going to go for about 7. 2nd and 3. As Tolbert is in on the reception. Back to pass. Got a man out to the outside, wide open in the zone, and that's Gallup on the reception. And we've seen quite a bit of him in this game. Michael Gallup now 4 receptions for 89 yards, and that he has been really the one shining spot of this Dallas offense in their attack. And part of the reason that they've had any success in the 3 points so far is because of that man. but both of their stars a lot more quiet. Both Zeke Elliott and CeeDee Lamb kind of quiet in the early goings, or in the first half of this one. Little handoff out to the outside, and Zeke really struggling to find anything going there. A 1 yard gain. So applied just had the first game. It was a really fun and exciting game. We're going to bring the second one here eventually at some point of that series. But it was a lot of fun. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, go check that matchup out, because it was lots of fun, very back and forth and exciting. 3rd and 9 after a no pickup there. And then unloads corner of the end zone, but way over the head of his receiver. That'll be a 4th and 9. They're going to settle for another field goal here. But no, it's a fun game, and I think we actually picked up a few subscribers just from that game, because I think going into it we had like 744 or something like that, and I think we're up to 747 now. So I think we picked up just a few subs right out of that hockey game. So certainly pleased to see that. So, a 14-6 ball game after the chip shot from Dallas. So, again, settling for field goals when the other team has scored a commensurate number of touchdowns is not a recipe for success. And Washington really with the edge, only for having the ability so far to at least punch it in. 1st and 10, back to pass. It's Carson Wentz scrambling. He's getting flushed and is going to get sacked back out on the outside. And Lawrence getting home on that sack. Only a 5-yard sack, but still damage done. 2nd and 15. So Wentz will start out under the gun here for 2nd and 15. Back to pass, pressure coming, but he dumps it off to Gibson out on the outside. Gibson gets past one man and then does get tackled short to the line to gain, but a lot of the work done there. So 3rd and 3 here. Back to pass is Carson Wentz. Got a dump off to Gibson again, well past the line to gain and up the sideline for him. So he is easily past the line there. And that was more what they were looking for. Just kind of interesting from the defense, just kind of letting Gibson do his thing underneath, and then not quick to get to him as he had plenty of room up the sideline. We're going to get another look at this as the little out from the back. Nobody comes to cover him, and then the flow from the pursuit is what has to catch up to him out on the sideline to push him out of bounds. 1st and 10. Out of the gun. 3 receivers to the right. Back to pass. Pressure coming, but he dumps it off to Gibson once more. Actually, excuse me. That was not Gibson. I didn't catch the number, but I could tell it was not 2-4. Number 1. And that's Samuel on that reception. Or, excuse me. I'm not even sure who number 1 is. Maybe it'll say the name here in a moment. It doesn't. So, hey, welcome in, Kyle. Glad you could join us. A little handoff to Gibson up the middle. And easily across the line to gain is Gibson, and finally starting to get some traction in the running game is Gibson for these Commanders. Now 25 yards for him. 1st and 10, Washington. Back to pass is Wentz. Looking to the outside, he's got a man outside. That's his big tight end, and Logan Thomas carries the ball past for some extra yards there. Now 200 yards passing for Washington, and Logan Thomas now involved with 3 receptions for him. Nice little look as he was on that drag route from that tight end position and able to work his way upfield quickly after catching it because the trailing defender did not have an angle. Under center, trips left, fakes the handoff, back to pass, and now scrambling out to the outside is Carson Wentz, trying to get to the sideline, and does pick up a few yards, call it 5, before he is tackled inbounds. 2nd and 5 now for Washington. Back to pass Carson Wentz. He dumps it off underneath to Terry McLaurin on a little drag route, and Terry McLaurin works towards the line to gain, but is held just short. 3rd and inches now out of the gun for Carson Wentz. He'll fake handoff up the middle, and then dumps it off to the outside. He's got his tight end. That's Logan Thomas. Again, no, excuse me. That is his second tight end. And Bates, that's right. Bates is their second tight end, and he comes away with that first down. 1st and goal now from the 9. Quickly outside to Terry McLaurin, working towards the end zone, but tackled there at about the 2. 2nd and goal. Yeah, very excited for the next Browns game as well. It's against the Saints for Week 11, and we should have that here in the next couple of days, hopefully, depending on Phil's schedule here, as Gibson with nowhere to go, and he is going to get tackled for a loss back out to the 6. Lots of defenders up there, including Cox, who is the man credited with the tackle. It's a nice little stiff arm, but really the delay was enough to allow the pursuit to get to Gibson here. So, 3rd and goal from the 6. Carson Wentz will be under center for this one. Single back. He's back to pass. Pressure coming, and he is going to get sacked very quickly as number 97, big Mr. O, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that name, gets home and comes away with a big sack of Carson Wentz. And so this time the Commanders are not going to be able to punch it in and are going to settle for a field goal of their own. So the chip shot is up. Chip shot is good. And so the Washington Commanders are going to take a 17-6 lead here in this ballgame. Joey Slye to kick it off. And it is caught at the 8 and returned out to the 28 for the Dallas Cowboys. So, 1st and 10 for Dak. And pressure coming, and he is going to get sacked as Payne got in quickly after beating his man and then got back to Dak as he was struggling to find a man downfield. 2nd and 20 now. So he's going to have a lot of ground to make up here after this big sack, and 2nd and 20. And really, again, we've been calling for it, but would like to see more CeeDee Lamb in this offense. They're a lot less dynamic without him having some good production. So out to the outside to his tight end. And Dak Prescott is now 20 of 29 as Schultz comes away with that, his second reception in this game. 3rd and 15. And they've got a lot of ground to make up here. We'll see what they do, but probably passing in this long down and distance, which means that the D-line is going to be able to pin their ear back here, and that's, dangerous against the Commanders as he does unload, has a man to the outside, and that one was too easy as Tolbert was left alone out on the outside and in the perimeter, and I guess they caught them in a zone as Tolbert just was alone out here. You're going to see him breaking out on the flag route, and nobody went with him. And really, the linebacker the nearest to him, but that's kind of a bit of a disaster. Carson Wentz is going to hit that every time, as Tolbert was just wide open. And an easy conversion for the first down. 1st and 10, handoff up the middle to Zeke. He's got some room and does pick up some yardage on that one. Now his 15th carry for 55 yards. 2nd and 5. Little handoff to Zeke again, and he is just clobbered by Chase Young coming down the line for no pickup. 3rd and 5. Snap, a delayed handoff to Zeke. Zeke is not going to get anywhere on that one. In fact, he's tackled for a loss of 1, 4th and 6. So after that easy completion out to the outside of Tolbert, Dallas goes nowhere with the new set of downs, and unfortunately for them, are going to have to punt. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. So, a minute 30 left in the third quarter, 17-6 ball game. Dallas about to punt, and they do. And it goes out of the bounds at the 17-yard line. So that's where the Commanders will take over from the 17. Little pistol look here for the Commanders. A little delayed handoff to the outside. Got a big gap up the middle as he got quickly to that second level, does Gibson. His 15th rush now for 31 yards. And that one was very quickly successful as there was some nice blocking up front for him. Now under center. He's got the pass, or he's got the snap and hands it off quickly, but quickly tackled is Gibson. No gain on that one for Gibson, so now emptying out the backfield is Carson Wentz. A little pump fake out to the left. He's got a man underneath to the right, and that dump off goes for about 8 to Dotson. I don't know, Wendell. They've had moments where they have looked very, very good, these Washington Commanders. And obviously they're winning this ball game, so I'm not so sure I buy them looking like a high school team playing a pro team here, as Dallas has really struggled at times in this ball game. There's a lot of turnovers and sacks as well. Is Gibson fighting for yards here and does pick up a first down.
Let's go.
And I'm not sure who you're talking to there, Wendell. I'm not seeing anyone named Justin chatting here, but you know, I don't know that the Browns win the Super Bowl with or without Deshaun. I don't know that I buy that necessarily. I think they can have a very successful season even without Deshaun. But we'll see. It's going to take, some good fortune, some, avoidance of the injury bug. Obviously I think that team as constructed is great around whoever's at quarterback, but, you've seen in the NFL, there have been a bunch of teams right now that are excellent as constructed, but are just lacking a quarterback. And we've seen that not many of those teams have gone to the Super Bowl and won it. 49ers are a great example of that, where they have been a very, very good roster, but Garoppolo hasn't been enough to get them over the edge, which is why they're no longer sticking with Garoppolo. As complete out to this outside, that's Logan Thomas for his fourth reception of the ball game for 43 yards, 3rd and 6. Now scrambling is Carson Wentz, trying to fake out a man, but unable to do so as he is tackled there for no gain, 4th and 6 here. And it looks like Washington will punt. So Truss way out to punt, which he will do from his own 35. And an ugly, ugly punt there, only able to get it out at the 32 on the other side of the 50. And that is not a good deal for them. Hey, George, welcome in. And flying solo here today. Phil is busy doing some other things, had a pretty busy day, but banked one this morning for me to bring live to you all. interesting formation there for the Dallas Cowboys, but big gap, and quickly up to the second level is Zeke Elliott, nicely blocked up front, and Zeke gets some quick yardage and a first down for Dallas Cowboys, looking to try to respond here in this 11-point deficit. So Zeke is going to be in the zone, but then after the delayed handoff, an ugly block that was pushed into the backfield there. Cameron Curl comes away with a TFL, and that might take Zeke right back out of the zone. We'll see if that affects his X factor or not. Out of the gun, emptying the backfield. And Dak back to pass, pressure coming in. Young is going to get a huge sack. 2.5 for him on the game. And that was really just poorly blocked up front, as nothing for Dak to do but kind of take that one in the chin. McLaurin has had a rough game in this one. Dropped a few passes that he probably should have caught. And then we've seen him in a few spots, but not for anything big. And we already talked a little bit about kind of what's going on with him real life, with him sitting out mandatory minicamp now, and likely taking the fine from the team, as I don't think they're going to waive that for him. But a lot of negative press out of Washington, kind of all around, as really starting at the top with Snyder, and then Del Rio and him in the news, and then Terry McLaurin as well. So it's been a bit of a circus over there, and nothing seems to be going well for that particular team. But whenever that new ownership comes in, my sincere hope is that they at least elect to move away from this tragedy of changing the team to the Commanders. There's a big pick from the Dallas defense there, and really the third underthrown ball for pick in this ball game, and that one was just really too easy for the defense, as Carson Wentz just kind of left that one hanging and short. So the defense comes away with that, and Dak Prescott's going to get another shot to get his team back in this one. So now the turnover margin is even at 2 apiece. 1st and 10 for Dak. Got a man out to the outside, coming back to the ball is CeeDee Lamb. And CeeDee picks up a first down there. And he has been much too quiet for these Dallas Cowboys. Out of the gun, back to pass. He throws to the outside and quickly tackled. I believe that was CeeDee Lamb again. And they're going to say that one was incomplete, actually. I thought he had it, but they're not giving him credit for the catch, so I guess it got jarred loose. It's coming down. And Young quickly in his third and 3.5 now sacks in the ball game, so he completes his hat trick there after he was just whipped the tackle out on the outside. So Dak scrambling, throwing out to the outside, and does complete it out there to Tolbert, but that's not going to be enough to get it done. 4th and 11. As these Dallas Cowboys now going to have to punt, not able to do any damage after their defense came away with a big interception of Carson Wentz. And really that that complementary football, the three-phase complementary football, really not going well for the Dallas Cowboys, as they have been sputtering on offense. And even though their defense has been trying to stand on their head at times in this ball game, coming up with turnovers and everything and sacks, but unable to capitalize. Scrambling out to the outside. There's T-Mac for you, George, as he catches one at the second level. It'll be for a first down. And nice throw, really, for on the run in that moving platform. Feet not set, able to throw a bead up to Terry McLaurin is Carson Wentz. 1st and 10. With all of the momentum in their corner, a little delayed handoff to Gibson, and he is able to shed one tackler but then goes down after only a pickup of 2. 2nd and 8 out of the gun. Gibson on his right hip. Back to pass. Out to the outside. He's got his man, that is Logan Thomas, on the reception, and he's going to fall his way forward to the first down. And that one going to keep this drive moving forward. Actually, no, they're going to spot him just short. 3rd and inches, I stand corrected, as they come out with 2 tight ends to the left. Back to pass. Got a man underneath. That's his tight end. And Carson Wentz able to dump off quickly in that case, able to connect with Bates for his first down there. Just plenty of yardage to get that one across the line to gain. 1st and 10. I formation under center, handoff to Gibson, who has a nice little cutback into the hole, and then just bends it back beautifully to pick up 9. Trevon Diggs in for the tackle. 2nd and 1, handoff out to the outside on the stretch, and Gibson is going to get tackled very quickly out on the perimeter and actually lose a yard. 3rd and 2. 6 minutes now left in the ball game, and really Washington kind of should be in the full chew clock mode, and it does appear they are so as they pick up that first down, which is, starting to get towards difficult to come back from territory as we're soon to be ticking under 5.5 minutes here. Just a handful more of first downs, and this will be a ball game, especially if they can put a touchdown up. If they score a touchdown on this drive, that should pretty much do it. So just under 5.5 to play with the clock ticking. Got a little weak I formation, and I'll hand off to Gibson, who picks up quite a few yards there. You can tell this Dallas defense is tired as they are struggling now in the run game. 2nd and 3, trips left, bringing Terry McLaurin in motion, and he's going to hand off back to that weak side with Gibson getting easily across the line to gain, and then a few more yards. So now a new first down, and now under 4.5 with a fresh set of downs, and threatening to score here is the Washington Commanders. Under center, handoff to Gibson. He is tackled, first hit by Parsons, and then Lawrence finishes that one up for no gain. Now 4:09 in the ball game, 2nd and 10, and now trips right. They're going to take this one from the gun. And a little handoff delayed up the middle. Nice stiff arm there from Gibson as he completes his physical run up for a gain of 6, 3rd and 4. Out of the gun again. Little handoff again to Gibson. He's got room and does get to the first down line. Oh no, they're going to say just short. I think, Parsons just kept him short of the line. I thought for sure he had that, but the refs disagree, and they're going to say he was short of the line to gain. It'll be interesting to see what Washington elects to do. I would probably go for this, but they're going to take the points thinking that that's going to be enough to seal it, and they may be right here in this one, making it a 20-6 ball game and putting themselves up a full 2 touchdowns, and they do. So now a 14-point game, as it is now 20-6 in favor of the Commanders, and 2:26 is all that is left in this ball game for Dallas to both drive down the field, score a touchdown, and then recover an onside onside kick and score another in a hurry. So only 3 timeouts and 2:26 with a 2-minute warning to get all that done. That sounds like an awfully tall task, especially with how unproductive this offense has been, especially how quiet CeeDee Lamb has been. Deep pass from and Gallup goes up and catches it. What a throw as Prescott connects deep to Gallup. And if you're going to score quickly, that's a way to do it, as they are able to connect on a deep, deep route as Gallup just manages to come away with an incredible circus catch here. Single coverage out on the outside, and Gallup, who has had really all the success, goes up and high points this one, falling backwards. Great defensive positioning, but nothing he can do. Is just a better play there from Michael Gallup. Oh man, Wendell, I'd be shocked if they managed to do that now, having just hit the 2-minute warning. They still have to score a touchdown and an onside kick and score another touchdown. As pressure's coming in, Young is going to get shed by Dak Prescott, who's now going to scramble out to the outside. He's got room. He may get in. Touchdown! And Dak Prescott gets into the end zone as he scrambles his way, sheds Chase Young, who the Predator just got flipped, and a little bit of an Olay there from Dak Prescott to get him off of a tackle. We're not going to get to see that, unfortunately, but we are going to see the scramble here as really just not really a block, just screened his quarterback to be able to allow him to get the edge to the end zone, and he does get in. So here is the first part of that crazy series of events completed here for the Dallas Cowboys with a little bit of excitement left. But remember, they've got a minute 50, so now it's kind of an interesting choice. Do you hope for a 3-and-out by kicking this one away and just trust your defense to get it done and I hope you have enough time to get it in at the end after a hopeful punt? Although with the way that running defense has been going, that's not what they're going to do, though, is they're going to kick this one away and hope their defense can stand on their heads and stop this running attack, which has been so good in the late goings of this ball game. They're going to hope that Gibson can be contained, because if they get a single first down, it is all over. I don't know. We'll see, Wendell. If they do it, it'd be incredible. We have seen crazier things on this channel, that's for sure. I formation, handoff, Gibson. He does fighting his way up the middle, taking all kinds of contact and gets a whole bunch of it done. One timeout taken here from Dallas, but it does look like this one is going to be likely headed towards being complete, as they only have 3 yards to go to finish this one out. Little handoff fake up to the outside perimeter, and he is upended after really only a gain of 1. It looked like they were going to do that little sweep, the little jet sweep motion, but instead they go pick up the 1 with Gibson, 3rd and 2. The snap is back to Carson Wentz. He's going to throw to pick it up. He's got a man deep down the middle, and he has completed it to the rookie, and that is Dotson, who has just supplied the dagger. Ball game. Commanders now in the victory formation, and this one is over. So Carson Wentz is going to take a knee, run out the clock. Dallas can't stop it anymore. Under a minute to go. And for some reason, they're not coming out of victory formation, though they should, because this is risking a potential fumble. But not fumbling is Gibson. Wisely goes to the ground, and now they'll go back into the victory formation as they should have last down. But that's all they need to do. This ball game is over. 20-13 the final score here, as Washington comes away with a big victory over their division rivals, the Dallas Cowboys, who are going to go home and lick their wounds after CeeDee Lamb really couldn't get anything done, was just struggling all day and getting blanketed by this coverage, and the offense, not really getting enough done. So we're going to take a quick look at the stats here. There's Prescott's day, 24 of 35 for 278 with 2 interceptions, and really those just left 2 of them short. Here's Zeke Elliott there for 62 yards on his 19 carry, only 3.2 per carry on his day. He was very involved in the passing game, 7 catches leading the way. Then Gallup was a big catcher, 5 receptions, 147 yards, but no touchdowns in the passing game. And then on the defensive side of the game for Dallas, we got 19 tackles for Leighton Vander Esch. He was leading tackler, as you would expect. And then 1 sack for Osa O and 1 for Lawrence, half for Hill, half for Wilson on the day. And then the 2 interceptions for Trayvon Diggs and Jordan Lewis. For the Commanders, we had a day for Carson Wentz, 27-35, 308, a 77% clip, and then 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for him. In the rushing game, 29 attempts, 80 yards for Gibson, and then J.D. McKissick with only the single carry. Wentz on the ground as well was successful. Terry McLaurin, 7 receptions, 65 yards. Got going a little bit late though. 5 from Gibson, 5 from Thomas, 4 for Dotson. And then Jamin Davis leading the way, and Holcomb right behind them, 12 and 11 respectively, and Curl right behind them. We had 3.5 sacks there for Chase Young, the Predator, 1.5 for Allen, and 1 for Sweat. 2 interceptions from Jackson and Fuller that we saw in this ball game, and then the 1 fumble that was forced fumble from Chase Young. Excuse me. So that'll finish this one. We really appreciate you being on. Thanks for joining us. Thank you to our subscribers, new and old. It's been a pleasure. We love doing this. Love having you guys around. If you enjoyed this video, appreciate the likes, appreciate the subscriptions. And in this one, we're going to go ahead and say, go Commanders, and as always, go